Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Okay, looks like everything's good now. Hope this show finds you in good spirits because another day above the dirt is always a blessing. Let's not forget that. Okay, so we got a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here today. And of course, we all want to know what the heck is going on. And again, we have new footage that has just dropped that's just going to spark more either outrage or more debate in these streets. So I'm just going to make this abundantly clear. What we're about to see in a little bit is not great. And I think both sides are bad. Both sides made big mistakes, I think. But there's a lot of telling things in this video that we are going to see here in just a second. So do me a favor. Before we get into everything, we got to do a little housekeeping, okay? So hit that like button down below as you are walking into this show, please and thank you. That'll be greatly, greatly appreciated, all right? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, all right? Hit that follow button. Hold on, guys. Everything's all jacked up, so I'm trying to fix things here on the other side. On the other side of the freaking show. Hold on one second, guys. What is going on here? Okay, let's try that. Okay. Looks like everything's Gucci. Okay. So as I was saying, hit that like button down below, please, and thank you. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on these other platforms. If you are watching on these other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, Kick, I'm on all of them. So make sure you hit that follow button. If you are watching on Twitch, please consider becoming a subscriber by hitting that subscribe button over there on Twitch if you're watching over there on Twitch. And of course, follow me on all these other platforms as well, okay? Please and thank you. Hit that subscribe button here on my main channel on YouTube. Please subscribe. Go to my second channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Subscribe over there. And my third channel, Pascal Raw. Subscribe to that channel as well. Hit that notification bell. Set it to all on all those platforms so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload, because honestly, it is random. And it's going to be random until for the foreseeable future. Unfortunately, guys, I got a very crazy, busy lifestyle. I got things I got to do. And when things break, I jump in here and I give you guys the breaking news. We will get to scheduled stuff in the very near future, but not right now. Unfortunately, too many things going on in my life, okay? But that's why you got to make sure you hit that notification bell. Set it to all so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload. Please and thank you. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Support the channel if you can. Check out my Patreon right here. And of course, check out pascalmerch.com. Please and thank you. We got some really great stuff over there. pascalmerch.com. All right. Anyway, we got to get into this conversation. All right. We got to get into this conversation. There's a lot going on, and this is not going to be a super long show. I'm just letting you guys know. All right. I got things to do. I'm just hopping in here to give you guys this update and talk to you guys about a few other topics, other things that are going on, revolving around what's going on in the world. Okay. Let's not forget. I just want to point something out. The Doomsday plane flew yesterday. You know what the Doomsday plane is? Don't worry. We'll talk about that briefly. All right. If you don't know what that is, it's something to be concerned about a little bit. It doesn't fly very often, and it's flying now. And it's also, let's not forget, it's called the Doomsday plane. Just so you know. Hey, not here to fearmonger, here to give you guys the information. That's it. All right. Now, we got to get into this conversation. Like I said, not the longest show ever today. We're not going to be on for 5 hours or anything like that. on this particular stream. Unless something breaks later on, then I'll be back on with you guys to break that news for you guys. Like I said, busy day today for me. But here's the thing. New footage has been released. POV footage has been released. In the point of view of the ICE agent, Jonathan Ross, they have now identified this particular person, this particular ICE agent. His name is Jonathan Ross. We already talked about that earlier. There's new information about Jonathan Ross, which is very interesting if you ask me. It's very shocking. Very interesting and shocking information about Jonathan Ross. He's actually married to an immigrant. Yeah, I'm not kidding. That's real. He's married to an immigrant. Filipino, if I'm correct. Immigrant. And hey, love who you love. Okay? Be happy with who you with. Love the ones you with. Right? But interesting. They are taking that and they're running with it, of course. And they're saying, hey, this guy, ICE agent, who goes and, taking these other people, ripping people's families apart, is actually married to someone who is actually an immigrant as well. It's just something very interesting. That's what they're saying out here. That's what they're putting out here. That this man is married. And of course, they talk about his stint in the military and all that. But I am not about to put up the wife's face, plastering her face all over the internet. I don't think that's the right thing to do. In my personal opinion, his wife has nothing to do with whether or not he pulled the trigger and whether or not this whole thing was justified or not. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like what happened with George Floyd and Derek Chauvin. Derek Chauvin was married. I don't know if he's currently married, but he was married at that time, right? Though I don't think it's right for people to start, well, one, doxing and then also putting very personal photos out there and trying to be like, this is his wife. And I just think that's wrong. I think that's reckless. And why bring the wife into the situation when she has nothing to do with it? You get what I'm saying? Hopefully you get what I'm saying. But it's out there. You go take a look at it for all you want. But at the same time, I just don't think it's right to be plastering somebody's face who has nothing to do with this tragedy all up in this place, right? I'm just trying to be respectful, right? I would expect the same thing. If there was something bad that happened, wouldn't you want, and it was done by me, I wouldn't want people putting, you see what I'm saying? It's just not right. This is just not right. And I feel like she is legal, okay? Just so you guys know. I know some of you guys are like, is she legal? I'm sure she is. But it is interesting that he is married to someone who was not born in America. You see what I'm saying? So it's just very interesting, nonetheless. But this guy, Jonathan Ross, he pulled out his phone. He was filming. You can see it in other angles. He was filming. And these moments before Ish hits the fan is very interesting. It's very telling in so many ways. Okay. Now, this, I just, this is what I found. And I know a lot of people have been adding me, you know what I mean? Sending me this footage. I've seen it. I know exactly. I know exactly what's going on. Right. And, and the classic one. Yes, of course. I definitely get it that they're pointing out the hypocrisy of the situation. But like I said, they're showing her face. I just don't think that's right. In my personal opinion, I just don't think that's right. You could basically blur out her face and go, she is a Filipino immigrant. You see what I'm saying? And that'll be just fine. I'm sure people would believe it. Right? But that's just me. That's just me. So here's the thing. New point of view footage released shows the moment Renee Good is hit in Minneapolis in footage obtained by, and they're saying Alpha News. The woman in the flannel was seen taunting agents shortly before this incident. And of course, you don't want to come at us. I say you get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead. This is what her wife was saying to Jonathan Ross. You're going to see it all in this POV footage. The flannel woman was seen trying to enter the car as Good began reversing. So again, I want you guys to see this moment, because this is Renee Nicole Good, moments before she loses her life, seconds before she loses her life. And there's something that she says here that I think is very interesting, that I think a lot of people are going to hold on to. She says out loud, "Hey man, it's fine. Like, we ain't mad," or something of that sort. She is literally saying, "Hey, wait, hold up. Like, we ain't here to start no beef. Like, we come in peace," if that makes any sense. Like, it's all good, bro. We ain't mad. Like, we good. And then, then all hell breaks loose. So I'm going to show you guys the clip. Okay. It starts about here, because for some odd reason it repeats in the beginning, the end part. Okay. But let's take a look at this. And we're going to look at it a couple times throughout this show. Okay. So let's take a look. That's fine, dude. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you, bro. That's what it sounds like she says. But it's clear as hell to me that she's saying, I ain't mad at you. Like, I'm not asking for no smoke. Like, we good. Peace and love, brother. That's it, right? Let's continue.
That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine.
That's also
U.S.
important.
citizen, former fucking veteran. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the
All right,
car.
baby, come on.
Whoa!
Okay. You heard all that, right? Don't worry. I didn't mean to break it down in the beginning, but you saw it in its entirety, right? Shots went off. As the car is crashing into another car, he says F and B word. F and snitch. And then the car crashes into a parked car down the street. Now, I want to make this abundantly clear, okay? This is absolutely terrible. This is tragic as hell. I don't condone any of the crap that's going on in this situation. But they did say, hey, we come in peace. Like, hey, we're not here trying to start nothing. This is what she said. Last words that she said, at least caught on film from what we see, right? She's like, hey, man, it's all good, bro. That's it. Hey, we don't want no smoke. We good, homie. It's all good, bro. Right? Right? At least this is what I'm hearing. Now, I know some people are looking at this situation, at least in this POV, and saying, this is absolutely justified. Absolutely. But is it, though? Is it? There's a lot of mistakes that were made throughout the entire thing. I've already said that a million times before. And it doesn't change the fact that she's no longer here. He pulled the trigger. Those are the facts. She pulled her car, she reversed, and she started to go away. She was trying to get away. I still do not think, I'm going to say it, and I know that's not going to make a lot of people happy, but I'm going to, or a half of the world happy, but I'm going to say this. I really don't think she was gunning for the dude. I still do not think she was trying to take the dude out while she was trying to get away. I think she was just trying to get away. I still think that. I still do think that. But let's play it one more time so you guys can see that. One more again. Oh, and also, let me just say this too. Just because the wife, Rebecca, I think is her name, just because Rebecca Good is sitting there going like, go and get yourself some lunch, big boy, that don't mean nothing. She's not sitting there saying like, she's not being aggressive. She's holding her phone. She's speaking, she's talking ish, but she's not like trying to throw snowballs at him or anything like that. She's just like, F you, like, go away, get out of my face. Oh, here's the other part that's very important. We're going to break it down too, and I'll talk about that in a second, okay? I think it's also important because there's all these kinds of crazy rumors that have been going on out here and articles that are being written about these two, about the Goods, that I think is kind of trash, in my personal opinion, okay? Like, I'm going to be real. I think it's absolute trash. Like, let's stay with the facts and not with these crazy rumors that are running around. But let's take a look at this, okay? Again, let's take a look. She keeps on saying, like, hey, it's fine, dude. I'm not mad. I'm not mad, dude. I'm not mad, dude. That's what she's saying. Just so you know. Like I said, what happened here is bad, but I don't think she was trying to run that guy down. It could have just been she was freaking out. She was trying to turn the wheel, trying to get away. You know what I mean? Frantic, etc. But nonetheless, I don't think she was purposely trying to take him down. But again, definitely mistakes were made on her end, for sure. That's without question.
Okay, we don't change our plates every morning. Just
that right here.
You know, it'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later.
Wifey says, this is very important. I want everybody to hear this because people are out here spreading all kinds of ridiculous rumors. She says, hey, those plates aren't going to change. Missouri plates. Those were Missouri license plates because we understand that they lived in Kansas City, Missouri for a good while before they moved up to Canada, because I guess they were trying to get away from the Trump administration, I guess. But then they decided to move back, and they moved back to Minnesota, just so you know. OK, but there's been this crazy thing like, oh, yeah, they switched out their plates and did that, and the third. They're agitating. They're professionals, blah, blah, blah. No. That's why she said, you can come back. Those plates are the same. We don't change them out. We ain't fake. We are here. We're right here. There's rumor that they actually live on the block, too. Somebody even said, remember? Someone even said when the doctor was actually going up and be like, hey, can I come up and please help? And the ICE was like, nah, man. Like, we got somebody. She says, you actually took out my neighbor. One of the girls was like, what is wrong with you? You just took out my neighbor. So allegedly they lived on this same block. So they were just representing their own street, if that makes any sense. Which is absolutely tragic. But nonetheless, you heard that there. We don't change out our plates. So you can come right back. Get our plates. Come right back. You can talk to us. We ain't going nowhere. That's what she says. Proof that they're not out here paid to travel wherever ICE is. Just so you guys know, because the rumors are going crazy right now, guys. Like I said, the rumors have lost their freaking minds. So let's continue. But that's an important piece of information there, too. Let's debunk and let's move away from the rumors and get straight to the facts.
That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking veteran. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
Oh!
So we got to go to this part. The part that we all dread, but we all are breaking it down. And everybody has broke it down, right? And it's like, well, you can see when his foot was on the left side of the wheel, and then you see the other foot on the other side of the wheel. So you can tell that this was most definitely such and such and such and such. Here it is. This is a very sad and messed up, yes, I agree, Tamara, absolutely horrific situation where I think it was a trifecta of very bad choices all at the same time. I'm just going to say it. He shouldn't have pulled the trigger. That's what I think. But she shouldn't have backed up and tried to gun it in that way too. Just saying. Two wrongs don't make a right, in my personal opinion. But let's take a look at this part right here.
Out of the car. Oh!
He goes, whoa.
Oh!
That was three. That was definitely three. But here's the thing. One shot would have been fine. One shot would have been enough. One shot would have been fine, y'all. Uno. So I'm going to put up a poll here in just a little bit. Don't worry. We'll probably circle back and look at this again because we will be looking at that again for sure. But of course, everybody and their mama is starting to react to this, of course, seeing this perspective. And of course, everybody now, okay? Everybody and their mama is going, oh yeah, this is, everybody and their mama is reacting. Whoa, shush. Everybody and their mama. What the hell? Come on, bro. I didn't ask for that. Okay. Some weird glitches going on today. This is weird. But it's like Minnesota doesn't want us to talk about this at all. But again, let's take a look at this. All right. We got an article here. TMZ is even talking about it now because this just dropped. I put it up on my Facebook page, so please go and check it out if you want to watch it over and over and over again. Ramp, reanalyze, etc. All right, and of course I'll be putting a poll here in a second. And don't worry, we're coming back. We're gonna go back to it, so stick around. All right, stick around. We're gonna be looking at this footage again. Here's a new angle of the ICE tragedy in Minnesota, and it's intense. The video shows ICE agents approaching the Honda Pilot Renee Good was actually driving on Minneapolis Street Wednesday morning as her wife gives the feds a hard time. Tensions are flaring with neighbors gathering nearby to record the scene. And yeah, like I said, just because she goes, go get yourself a meal, go get yourself some lunch, big boy, doesn't automatically mean that they're about to throw down and make life terrible, like that they're willing to take people out, unalive people. You saw what I'm saying? But moving on. ICE agents tell Renee to get out of the car, and then she appears to reverse, then put the car in drive and move forward as these gunshots ring out. Profanity can be heard directly after the shots were fired, which is absolutely insane. Now, I get it. If somebody tried to run, if somebody was trying to run me over, or if I was getting hit by something, I'd be upset too. But I don't know if I'd be saying that after I just pulled the trigger 3 times in their mother-loving face, okay? I'm not saying profanity. I'm not saying F and B word. I'm going, oh my God. I just shot somebody 3 times in the face. Oh my God. I just pulled out my pew-pew and started blasting. I'm just saying. That's what I'm thinking. Not F and B word. But that's just me, though. That's just me. I'm going, whoa, holy crap. Because you never know. We don't know fully about his time in the military. We don't know if he was working elsewhere. There's a lot of rumors circulating around about his, about what he was really doing, what his job really was before he became an ICE officer, ICE agent. Okay. And then there's other crazy rumors flying around here too, which is just insane about Jonathan Ross. It's crazy. But I digress. But nonetheless, if he had never really fired a weapon or fired the weapon in a domestic, meaning like on American soil type of situation, I'd still be kind of like, oh my gosh, is this particular person okay? Is this person, how are they? Instantly, I'm going, oh, damn. Anxiety, worry, etc. Did I just take somebody out? Instantly, I'm thinking that. I'm not going and saying F and B. You know what I mean? I'm just not doing that. I'm just not. That's just me, though. So ICE agents tell Renee to get out of the car, which we already been seen. And then she then appears to reverse. She goes into drive. Profanities heard directly after the shots were fired. Just before the pilot, her car that she was driving, crashes into a parked car on the street. The video originally obtained by Alpha News. So shout out to Alpha News for sharing this for everybody. Appears to have been recorded by the agent who actually pulled the trigger. So this is footage from Jonathan Ross's perspective, which we all can tell. But here's the thing. I would love to see Rebecca Good's footage as well. Let's not forget, she has a whole other angle with her phone out. She's sitting there going, go get yourself a lunch, big boy. Go get yourself some lunch, big boy. You know what I'm saying? Like she's doing that whole thing, right? Like I would love to get that footage and see what it looks like in that perspective as well. Because you don't see anything after he goes back around towards the front of the car. You see what I'm saying? Next thing you know, it's like you see the sky. Hold on. Let me show you what I mean. Sorry for us reliving this moment, but I think it's important to see this. She says, go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Car reverses. And then it just goes, because he's obviously going, oh, damn, because she's coming towards him, right? He thinks that she is trying to take him out. So he pulls out the gat. And then he goes, oh, and pop, pop, pop. F and B word, crash. Right? Interesting. Indeed. Hold on. Interesting indeed. So, of course, we've seen other angles of this situation, but video from another angle shows ICE officers getting out of a large SUV in front of Good's Honda Pilot. You can see Ross circling Good's car, which appears to line up with the latest footage. Before this tragedy, you hear Becca Good, Renee's wife, state that she's a U.S. citizen and a veteran as well. You could hear that lightly, because I was like, is she saying that she's a veteran? Because I could have sworn that's what it sounds like, right? So she's like, yo, I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm a veteran. Don't worry. It's not like we have fake license plates on our cars. You can go and, you can look at our tags and go right over to our home, and you can have a conversation anytime you want. We'll be right there waiting. So just so you guys know, some people were sitting there saying that the license plates that were on their car could have been fake and that there's like these hired professionals to go out here and be agitators. No. And from what the rumors are saying right now, which I don't know if that's entirely true or not, from my understanding, they live on that block. You got to remember, a lot of the people that were out there during this time were all part of the neighborhood. They're like, oh, we saw ICE in the area, so we decided to go outside and start talking ish at them and tell them to get the hell out of here, go the F home, F ICE and all that. Those were actual neighbors that were doing that too. Just so you guys know. So you see neighbors standing on the sidewalk watching everything play out. DHS says Renee was trying to run over ICE agents when he, pulled the trigger on her Wednesday morning, though local officials have disputed that claim. And of course, this is sparking a lot of protests in Minneapolis and other cities across the country, as we already see. Now, again, of course, when I get a second, I will put up a poll and ask you guys what your thoughts are on all this. If you think this is justified, after seeing this particular angle, is this justified? Is it not justified? I'd like to know that as well. But hold on. One second, y'all. Just seeing if there's more. Okay, so we got some protests going on. I'm going to show you some of that while we think and ponder for a second.
He's beating people with this flag. Who's protecting who? Protecting
Hey, you all call yourselves Christians too.
Above the trees.
Also, I want to remind you, it's Friday. Just so you know.
People with his white nationalism.
Anchor babies. Send the anchor babies home. Anchor babies gotta go. Denaturalize and
Your fucking friend looks like an anchor baby, you fucking douchebag.
Why don't you guys get your little friend out of here already?
Go the fuck home! Go the fuck home! Go the fuck home! Go the fuck home!
You guys can't see anything wrong with this? Nothing? You're not gonna do anything? You're gonna watch this happen? You're gonna attack us? Is that what you're gonna do? Yeah.
So it's only some civil rights. We protect some people, not everybody. Nice work.
It's okay to make mistakes. We'll accept you on this side. Put the gun down.
Golly.
Sorry? Yeah, no kidding.
Hey, look how trigger happy he is. Yeah, you're mad. You're mad. You're mad. You're trigger happy.
You know this is wrong.
Trigger happy.
I've been seeing at least a lot of footage lately of, there's been a lot of footage being shared of ICE agents, random ICE agents, just pointing their weapons at protesters, just randomly, just going, hey, back off, and just it's crazy, if you ask me. But very, very freaking real. Just so you know. But let's continue. Okay, I can't play that because I don't know what kind of music they're playing. Can't do that. So again, obviously, this is all just very, very shocking stuff, right? We're all trying to understand what the F is going on. We're all trying to, make this make sense, right? But it is interesting that we have this info the way that we do. And it's only going to, we will definitely see what happens here with everything. Hold on, guys. Sorry. I'm trying to pull things up and show you guys a few things, but let's see here. Oh, it's System of the Down. So they're blasted disorder. Yeah, so we can't really play that one now. Let's see what this one is doing. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, can't do that one either. It's got music playing like, it's frustrating. Let's take a look at this.
News. Brand new cell phone video we've just gotten in showing a very different angle of that deadly Minneapolis ICE shooting. This video was obtained by Alpha News. Apparently, it is actually from the cell phone of the ICE officer who shot Renee Good. The video has already been shared on social media by Vice President J.D. Vance and reposted by the White House. I want to warn you, you will hear some expletives in this video. We don't know who says them. And just generally, the video is disturbing.
I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Oh!
Back with us, Michael Feinberg, former special agent in charge with the FBI and an MS Now national security and intelligence analyst. This is very different from the videos we've seen before. What do you see from an investigative standpoint?
Frankly, law enforcement officers overreacting to what admittedly might be some sarcastic and lightly combative civilians, but I don't see a situation that would require the application of deadly force. You know, the reason law enforcement officers are supposed to be vetted before they join and the reason they go through extensive training is that two of the qualities you need to exhibit the most are emotional maturity and an ability to keep your cool. And getting heckled, getting videotaped, anything related to those two activities, that's part of the job. Somebody filming you on a cell phone and giving you sass is not a threat to your life. It's not even a threat to your safety. It's a minor annoyance at best. And I'm also really curious, why on earth is a law enforcement officer filming an interaction with a civilian on his cell phone? They're not influencers. They're not social media posters. If you're there to do a job as an agent of the federal government, do the job. You don't need to be making content in the midst of it.
I don't want to make any presumptions, and I have not seen the posts that were made by J.D. Vance or by the White House, but I'm presuming they believe that this may support their argument that there was a reasonable belief, a justifiable belief on the part of the ICE officer that he was in danger. Do you see that?
No, I don't. And look, J.D. Vance was admittedly in the military, but he was in civil affairs. I don't know that he has any familiarity whatsoever with law enforcement procedures. And as far as I know, prior to becoming president, Donald Trump actively avoided all forms of public service whatsoever. So I'm quite sure he doesn't understand what goes into a law enforcement tactical decision.
I think this is very important too, because if you really think about it, what about the experience of any of these ICE agents? What about their experience? That sure, we're listening. You know, Jonathan Ross, he has experience with military. You know, he has military experience, but at the same time, how much vetting are they doing with these agents, with these ICE agents? How much are they actually getting these guys properly trained for any of these kinds of situations? In my personal opinion, I feel like they should be more trained than the average police officer. That's what I think. If you're going to be working on the level of a federal level, I feel like it should be the best of the best, right? It should be the best of the best, not just any Harry, Dick, and Tom that just wants to have, wants to rock a bulletproof vest and feel like a badass for a few months and get that signing bonus and get their debts paid off. You see what I'm saying? So I get it. I could see the perspective of how how people on one side are seeing this as justified. and other people on the other side seeing this unjustified. But the main question is, was this excessive force? I think that's the main question here. Is this considered excessive force? And what type of training are these agents actually going through before they're put boots on the ground out there to wrangle up some immigrants, some illegals? I'm just asking I feel like that's a question that we all should be asking right now, instantly. Just like when we talk about, this is the same thing when we talk about things that happened to like Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, and then some. The countless people that have lost their lives in dealing with police. It's the same doggone question. What kind of training are they having with ICE? It's interesting that everything's augmented to a whole other level now. Back in the day, it was black on blue crime or blue on black crime, right? And now we got, I guess it's green on anybody crime. Green meaning because, they're military and, or, not military, but they're federal and they wear green. You see what I'm saying? So again, how much training are these guys doing? Here's the other thing I found out, that apparently their training lasts for 47 days, allegedly. That they changed the amount of time that they're actually getting properly vetted and trained for their job to 47. Why? Why, you may ask? Because guess Trump's number. It used to be 45, now it's 47. So apparently they've changed the amount of time for training to 47 days. So that's a month and, 16, 17 days, depending on the month. Interesting, right? Is that enough? I mean, honestly, I'm wondering how many weeks it takes. How many weeks it takes for any cop to become a cop. Just any regular beat cop. How many days does it take for a cadet to actually become an officer? Some of my brothers and sisters that are 5-0, please comment in the chat. Well, actually, don't out yourself if you don't want to out yourself. But I'm just saying, if anybody knows that information, please comment in the comment section. Let me know, because I'd like to know as well. How many days is training? Because if it's way more than what ICE is getting, that's a massive problem. Listen, this should be a fat ass reflection on ICE right now and the lack of training. There are other choices that could have been made here. Same thing on the side of Renee's perspective as well. There were other choices. She could have just unlocked the door and just let herself get arrested or detained or whatever the hell you want to call it. She could have easily done that too. But at the same time, this guy had responsibilities in his hands as well. They both had deadly weapons in their hands. Does that make any sense? They were both in possession of deadly weapons. $47 days for training, and that's it. And then they get pooped out into the streets. 47 days. JN on Twitch just said, yeah, they don't appear to be concerned with training at all, good or bad. Yeah, word. You got Police Academy at least doing a couple months. I'm assuming. I'm going to have to look that up. Okay, I'm going to have to look that up. But the fact that it's only 47 days from the time you sign your name and get, recruited, welcome, brother. Welcome, brother. Welcome to ICE. Time to kick some ass and chew bubble gum at the same time. Then 47 days later, You are thrust out into the streets doing what you're doing. That's insane. Let's hear the rest of this here.
These are people who, not just reasons for propriety, but also for reasons of ignorance, really should not be commenting on any of this until there is a thorough, objective investigation.
Brandy, let me bring you back in. And I just wonder, as someone who has looked at some of this kind of investigative material before, if there's anything you see that's different from what we've seen in videos before, something that stands out to you, Brandy.
Well, one thing that stands out to me is the question that was just brought up: why is this person filming? And Ross did testify in December, at during the trial in December, that they do not wear cameras on their body. They do not wear body cam, and they do not have dashboard cams as well. Not saying that has anything to do, but they don't have cameras. So his cell phone would have possibly been the only camera he had. I've seen.
You heard that, right? Hold on. That's important to hear
as well. Not saying that has anything to do, but they don't have cameras. So his cell phone would have possibly been the only camera he had.
You heard that, right? First off, they don't even have body cam footage. This is the other reason why I feel like FBI said, we're going to handle it from here. We're not going to give you any evidence. Sorry, BCA. The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. Sorry, guys. But no, we're going to hold on to that information because they're not wearing body cam footage or body cameras. They don't have body cameras on them. ICE can do whatever they want. Do you understand that? If they can do whatever the hell they want, and you see what I'm saying? They're choosing when to put up the cameras, put up their phones and not. And when not to put up their own phones to record things. But they're recording this moment because they want to go and chase her down later, or maybe press charges on these two later. But other than that, when they're running around and do all these things, possibly illegal stuff, possibly illegal stuff, they're not wearing body cam at all. Like I said, it's the Wild West. They're just a bunch of cowboys doing whatever the hell they want. No training whatsoever. Also, I want to point this out because I looked it up just so y'all know, just so you have this in your brains. Okay, keep this, just put this bee in your bonnet for a second. In Minnesota, and I'm reading this off screen. In Minnesota, the length of police academy training varies significantly from shorter citizen academies around 7 to 10 weeks. Okay, for public education to full recruit academies, all right, for law enforcement careers, several months to over 300 hours. Okay, so for recruits, for career recruits, they offer a 14 to 16 week program, Monday to Friday. This is part of their training. That's just in Minnesota, guys. In Minneapolis, I'm sorry. Minneapolis, they have a 14 to 16 week program that they have to take, right? Duluth has a comprehensive hiring process, including a 380-hour recruit academy plus a 4-month field training officer program, or an FTO program. This is what they have in Duluth and in Minnesota. So several weeks and several months in another city. So again, you got ICE agents being put out here in less than 50 days, and you got other places that are literally saying, like, just looking at Minnesota itself, because this is where this guy lives too, Jonathan Ross. He allegedly lives in Minnesota as well. He had a training process that may have been less than 50 days. He got recruited, and probably within 2 months, he was spat out into the streets to do what he needed to do. In fact, he may have been spat out even faster, even sooner, because of his armed forces experience. Think about that for a second. It's wild. And these guys are not walking around with body cams. They're pulling out their phones when they need to, which means, come on now. Come on. The DHS knew exactly what they were doing when they decided not to put body cams on these officers. Come on, y'all. Come on. Okay? Now, I don't agree with that, Messi. I'm sorry. I don't. You see, regular police, yes, they have a wider range of responsibilities, absolutely. But at the same time, ICE is also dealing with a lot of things. Yes, it's very specific and very narrow. They're supposed to go and get, these illegals. But at the same time, they're still having to deal with a lot of people around them, either, agitators, protesters, etc., or even families that are upset about their family members being torn from their families. There's going to be a lot of aggression and a lot of reaction in that way too. So you need to have proper training outside of just being able to take an illegal and put some zip ties on them. You see what I'm saying? There's much more to this than just going in and going, Javier Gonzalez. Like, there's more than that. There's more to this. Yes, I know that they're there for a specific job. Absolutely. They're not pulling up people over for speeding or anything of that sort. That is very true. But they still need the proper amount of training to be able to handle these types of high risk and highly volatile situations. And this situation was a highly tense, highly volatile situation that I think could have gone a different route than what it did. And you got to remember, the other guys on the other side of the car that were running up to her and saying, get out the car, get the F out of the car, weren't making the situation better either. There's no training of de-escalation at all with these guys. In fact, that's proof that there's no proof. There's plenty of footage showing that there's no proof that these guys have had any de-escalation training at all, guys. I'm sorry, but it's true. How many videos have you seen? Countless videos of how they've not de-escalated a situation. They have just responded by popping a pepper ball in somebody's face. They don't have any training like that at all. Like, I feel that Kristi Noem is turning to her troops, right? Her own little army of ICE agents, and she's sitting there going, y'all are my bulldogs. They slap you, you punch them. I don't care. We ain't here to play. And they need to know that you guys are the alpha dogs out there. Y'all my Rottweilers out there. That's what I feel. They're not teaching them anything about de-escalation. Even if you go FAFO, if you sit there and say that, you know for a fact, still no matter what, that these guys are not to be messed with at all. That they have zero tolerance on anything. It's very rare when you see an ICE agent actually being nice to someone, a civilian, when they're like, hold on, we're getting somebody. Hold on. A medic's on his way. Just calm down. We got this. You don't see that very often. Most of the time, you see aggression coming from those guys, period. And you know for a fact, those that are sitting there saying FAFO are definitely know that. Hence the reason why they're saying FAFO, because these guys aren't ones to mess with. You see what I'm saying? Period. Or the guy who's like, I love you, the ICE agent. Out of nowhere, I love you. Oh, you're so funny. I love you. I want to hug you. Can I hug you? I love you. I love your heart. It's just your heart. I love you. I love you. You know what I'm saying? That's weird. Coming out of an ICE agent. They're supposed to be, you know what I mean? Blasting DMX all day long. You feel me? Getting super juiced up, if you get what I'm saying. They're not here to play. They are not here to play, baby. But let me go back to this live and see what is popping. But they are They're clearly not playing out here. ICE is not like they march to a completely different beat. That has been abundantly clear. And they've made it abundantly clear that they are above the law. Period. And they only serve one thing and one thing only, and it has nothing to do with civilians. But take a look at this. By the way, which is a recipe for disaster. Let's move on.
It's the same way. The same exact thing. We all of the world says colonialism is bad because you're replacing the people's culture and the bloodline. We are having colonialism. Somali colonialism is happening here. Tell me it's not. They have the seats of power. They have the healthcare system. That's what the takeover looks like. The demographic and political replacement. I thought people I see in real life. How you doing? God bless you. Mohammed, go home, please. It's not your place to be here. Your women are oppressed. They have to dress and they have he's making contact. Your women don't have the same rights as American women. They can't leave the house without making. They can't leave the house dressed the way they want. For stepping out of line. In America, that's called domestic violence. We have a set of standards.
Why aren't they going? See, my problem is they got people talking, right? Oh, the live just ended. Dang. Okay. But I was gonna say, like, why wouldn't they go over? Why wouldn't they go over to the guy that was talking, right? Why wouldn't they go over to the guy that was talking? I would like to know, hear more about this. Okay, so let's take a look at this because this happened about an hour ago. Apparently, Minnesota officials were asking or basically demanding the footage. They're demanding the footage. Now, things are getting leaked. Obviously, we just saw the footage of the perspective from the POV of Jonathan Ross, the ICE agent that pulled the trigger on Renee Nicole Good. But local departments don't have any access to any of this stuff. I think that's asinine.
What happened, this was a traumatic event. Since this happened, I've been on the phone and in meetings with law enforcement, justice leaders, elected officials, discussing ways to ensure a thorough and transparent base with FBI processes. We are concerned that the evidence obtained in an investigation that has only been conducted at the federal level will not be shared with our office for review. In the past, the FBI has invited us to see a high-level overview of their investigation, but we were prohibited from seeing the entire investigation or talking about what we saw in that PowerPoint publicly. While I respect the FBI's process, our community's expectations are much different in terms of transparency. This community expects to understand what the evidence is and the justification for any decision that might be made. To that end, I cannot overstate the importance of a local investigation, or at least access to the federal investigation by the BCA. Without it, we will not have the ability to be transparent with our community about the results of the expectation, or, as I said, any decision that might come of the review. And let me be clear, we have no preconceived opinion on what the evidence will show. Making a charging or decline decision in an officer-involved case requires us to evaluate the evidence in the context of complicated legal issues. For that reason, we cannot reach a conclusion about any outcome here. Our goal must be to ensure that a thorough investigation is completed at the local level so that our community can have transparency. We do not yet know if there will be sufficient evidence without the FBI case file to even make a charging decision. The FBI currently has, for example, Ms. Good's car, the shell casing, and witness interviews. The FBI has taken the car, and so any forensic analysis that comes from that would not be available to us unless they were sharing that. To be clear, when a state investigation happens by the BCA or any local agency, they submit the case to our office for evaluation of potential charges. The BCA does not make recommendations about what we should be doing. They simply submit the entire case file to us, and our legal professionals take a look at it and decide what the appropriate action is. That is the normal process that we've had here since about 2020. Law enforcement investigates, our office reviews to determine if there is enough evidence to even make a decision. And if there is evidence to review, we have jurisdiction to make that decision. So let me be clear here. We do have jurisdiction to make this decision that happened in this case where her life was taken in Hennepin County. It does not matter that it was a federal law enforcement agent. To be sure, there are complex legal issues involved when a federal law enforcement officer is involved. But the law is clear. We do have jurisdiction to make this decision. We cannot make any decision, however, if there is not evidence submitted to our office. So we are moving forward in collaboration with the Attorney General's office and the BCA to preserve any evidence and ensure that it can be reviewed. To that end, we are asking those in our community who have information or who have video or photos of the event to submit that information to our office. We are providing a secure link where people can submit this evidence. The link can be accessed using the QR code, which is displayed on the screen beside me. The link will also be posted on our website, hennepinattorney.org. Along with the evidence itself, we are asking people to provide contact information so investigators can follow up. Because it is important to collect and preserve evidence properly, we ask people to provide accurate and complete information on the form on our website. I know our community wants fast answers. I know this city feels again as if it is at the center of a national fight as you are processing everything that is happening here. And I wish I could promise a swift decision and the resolution that you want, but I cannot promise you that right now. Here is what I can promise you. Our offices will work together and have been working together on this and will continue to do so. We will continue to work around the clock to preserve, gather, and review as much evidence as we possibly can. We will be transparent with you to the degree that we can. We know that there will continue to be many questions. This is an active investigation, and I do not want to jeopardize any future decisions or processes, so there are likely to be many questions that we cannot answer right now. We know what our job is. It's not to play politics, but to ensure a thorough investigation, seek justice, and to be fair to all involved. And we are committed to doing that.
I don't think there's anything wrong with their request. I think it's absolutely messed up that you have the FBI basically blocking all evidence, all information. I think that's messed up. I think that's absolutely messed up. I don't think that this should have happened, should be transpiring the way that it has. If they want transparency, they shouldn't have to do a press conference out here for this request. They shouldn't.
Here's our Attorney General, Keith Holtz.
Thank you, County Attorney Moriarty. Thank you for gathering us today. I just want to be perfectly clear. The precious life of Renee Nicole Good was important. She's a mother of 3, including a 6-year-old child whose father passed away a few years ago. She died trying to be a legal assistant to legal observer to look out for the interests of the most vulnerable members of our community. And she leaves behind a lot of people who love and admire her. There's a lot of people who have a very big interest in this case, including the officers involved. They have an important interest. The fact is we have an interest as state prosecutors, which is what we both are, in fairness and transparency, and to the degree that is possible to set forth a process which, when it's over, fair-minded people can say, well, as good and just of a job that could be done was done. I think I agree with County Attorney Moriarty. There is no conclusion that anyone can reach in good faith at this time, because there's too much evidence still to be evaluated. Now, what we're doing here is asking the public who may have video. There may be people who were on the scene, who saw what happened, who have some type of evidence that they feel bears on what the truth is in this case. And they can use that QR code as this evidence submission portal. The evidence will go to the Minnesota BCA, who will gather it. And we wanted to make sure that as the moments go by, every moment in these cases is precious. And, it is important that people know where they can go to share the evidence that they have in their possession. And so that's the idea here. So I know if you are someone who has direct information and you have information that you feel should be shared, please use this portal and share that information. Don't judge for yourself whether it's very important or not very important. Let the people who are evaluating and gathering the evidence make that decision. But if you have information bearing on the outcome of this matter in any way, please share it. And I will say many of you in the press may ask the question, is this a state investigation? Well, gathering evidence is certainly a component of an investigation. We are going to do the best that we can do for the public, knowing that the current posture of the federal, and this is not a critique of them, it's just a statement of fact. The current posture is that the investigation is one that the feds want to do without state involvement. And so we still know that there's evidence out there, and we want to make sure, but as for now, we want to make sure the evidence that may be out there in the public lands where it should. And so with that, I guess, any other comments to be made?
No, questions.
Has the BCA...
Please, one at a time.
You said the BCA is saving evidence with you. So what is the BCA's role here? And what do you make of their claim that they can't do an investigation anymore?
Well, so the question has to do with what is the BCA's role here? The BCA had already, as you know, there was an agreement to do a joint investigation with the FBI. So that had started. So that much, the FBI, this is about all of us at a state level working together on behalf of Minnesotans who expect all of us to be able to work together to come up with transparency in whatever a decision might be.
Ms. Moriarty,
yes.
Two questions actually.
Sure.
Just to clarify, so the BCA, because of the initial agreement with FBI, do they have the totality of whatever forensic crime scene evidence that was gathered? Is that already in the custody of the state?
So the question was about, because of the original joint agreement, does the BCA have access to forensic evidence? So the process here, the way the process unfolded is that the federal government came and was processing the scene. So the agreement had to be worked out with the BCA. When the BCA came to the scene, the evidence had been taken by the FBI. They collected the car. and took it wherever, the BCA does not have access to the car. And the problem isn't that the FBI took the car, it's that the BCA doesn't have access to the car, or right now, even access to the forensic evaluation that happens as a result of the investigation with that car. So that's the concern here. That is what Drew Evans was saying, that in a normal investigation, the BCA would take the car, do their own forensic analysis, fingerprints, DNA, that kind of stuff, all of that kind of stuff. But they have not done that in this case, which would have been fine if the BCA could have access to the results.
But so the fruits of the labor currently BCA does not have.
That's correct.
So I guess the part two of my question, and I'm sorry, is I guess, and I know how, I can only imagine how extraordinarily frustrating this is for your office and your prosecutors. You're doing this to get whatever kind of video evidence or, you know, whatever people can add to the investigation. But if you don't end up getting the forensic evidence from the FBI or from whoever, what can you do as a prosecutor?
I think it's premature to make that decision. We don't know what we're going to get. You know, I'll note that there was a video posted last night that most of us hadn't seen before. That the caption on social media was that neighbors had released it. And so we think that there may be other evidence out there, video, that kind of thing. We don't know. And so.
And this is a video that actually came out, or this press conference came out before the new footage that just dropped, just so you know. Honestly, I am waiting. I really want to see Becca Good's angle as well. I really want to see her angle very, very badly. By the way, protests are erupting all over the country. Get ready for a very crazy night tonight. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people out in the streets in your various cities, you know, in protest of what's going on. Because it's, yeah, there are demonstrations happening and protests happening throughout the country. They started last night, and more is going to be popping off tonight. I have a feeling, because like I said, it's Friday. Just don't forget, it's the weekend. So people don't have to get their kids. Remember what I said? Remember what I said just the other day? I said, hey, get ready. They're going to be like, oh, really? Oh, that's what's up? Oh, that's what you're going to do? Okay, no. I got to get my kids. We got school and everything. But as soon as school comes out, Friday, it's on, baby. Friday, you better not mess with us. It's on. And now it's Friday. And then what happened yesterday? Remember, 2 people got pew-pewed by Border Patrol 8 officers as well. So now people are mad, and now it's Friday, and you know, in my neck of the woods of Central Standard Time, it's about like 20 some odd more minutes until kids start getting out of school. So all the parents and all the ones that have responsibilities over the week, the 9 to 5s and all that stuff, all that's going to be over, and then they're going to be going. You just see what I'm saying? They got the weekend to picket line and demonstrate and make their voices heard. So just so you know, get ready. This might be a very crazy weekend, or it might be like they stop at 9 and they go home. You see what I'm saying? They stop at 9 and they just take their protesting asses home. I don't know, but it may be a very sticky weekend. Let's continue.
It's critical to preserve evidence because it could be recorded over. Something could happen to it. And so this is an attempt to make sure that we preserve the evidence that.
I don't know why the.
Okay. For why the FBI was taking over the investigation? Was there any reasoning behind that?
Maybe Mary knows more than I do. I was just informed that was the situation.
I think it's because of the Trump administration.
No, I was also informed that, the BCA, that as far as I knew, it was going to be a joint investigation based on the conversations we had with the federal government as well as the FBI. And then that changed. The only way I can't speak to why.
Can you address how unprecedented this is? Are you going to be sharing information that you're gathering with the FBI? And federal authorities could not have been more clear yesterday that you folks had no jurisdiction. And Commissioner Bob Jacobson was asked this question yesterday, and he said that they couldn't do an investigation because they didn't have any of the evidence. Is Bob Jacobson and the BCA really on board with this? I don't see them get this wrong.
That is not exactly what Commissioner Jacobson said. So I think it's important.
Well, that's pretty much what he said.
Well, please listen to what I'm about to say.
Dang.
I think it's important for everybody to understand that unit in the BCA was created, I think, after 2020, with the expectation that they would do the top-notch, investigate absolutely everything. Okay? What he was saying was that and this is what Superintendent Evans also said, they can't do the type of investigation that they would like to do, that they do in every case, if they don't have access to that physical evidence. That is what he's saying. And I want to remind people, though, we never have ideal investigations, pretty much, not because of the fault of officers, but we get cases submitted to us where we would like to have other types of evidence. So what he's saying is that they will not have access to some of that physical evidence. That would preclude them from doing the thorough investigation that they would like to do.
Does this go straight to the BCA?
Yeah.
Does this go straight to the BCA, or is this something that a catch-all for you guys that you will then turn over to the BCA? And then if you'll allow me a follow-up.
Yeah. So the question is, does this go, the QR code go right to the BCA? It does not. It comes to our office, and we have an agreement with the BCA that we will be sharing it so they can catalog it. Because the goal here is to make sure we are all on the same page and we understand what evidence has been collected.
Okay, and then just a follow-up to what was asked over there. Can you ultimately make a charging decision if you don't have the car with the ballistics? Like, something that is like that, where the actual evidence, piece of evidence is very important to the overall decision.
Yeah, and I can't answer that right now.
You don't know until you know.
One last thing here.
Jeff.
What access do you have to the federal officers and to their understanding of the situation, and how important is that into any investigation of what happened here?
So the question was, what access do we have to federal officers? Really none. And, it is like a police investigation, a local police investigation too. Any officer can decide whether they want to give a statement or not. As always, we would like anyone who has anything to do with the case to give a statement. We don't always have that. So it's hard to say right now how important or not that would be.
Do you have any context into how much other states have access to these investigations when there's a federal incident, where if the FBI does give them the evidence, like in other incidents where there's federal agents involved? Have you communicated with other states in these situations?
I can speak from my experience, and perhaps the Attorney General can as well. My first year here, there was a situation where the FBI was involved and the sheriff was involved, and the FBI did an investigation. And as I said, they invited us in. I mean, I had constant contact with the head of the FBI here, Alvin Winston. They invited us over to see a PowerPoint of the results of it, but it's simply their practice or their policy not to share the entire investigation. In fact, what they do initially is a civil use of force investigation. And I know they've also involved the DOJ. So I'm not, and I want to go back to, this is not being critical of an FBI investigation. It is simply our access to the evidence that they collect. And so at a minimum, we certainly hope that they reconsider giving the BCA at least access to that information. One last question.
There was some talk about the immunity of ICE agents. Could you speak at, do you think the Trump administration did this to try to stop charges, or is this ICE officer immune to charges?
That question, that is a very good question right there. I don't know why they cut that part out, which I have here. So let me grab that because I have it queued up here. Because they asked that question, and why did they mute that out is ridiculous. They cut that part out. That's stupid. So we're going to take a look at it here. But I think this is very important. Don't forget to hit the like button down below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We got a lot to look into. Like I said, this is not a super big show, but we are still looking at a few things before the show's end. But take a look at this. I don't know why they cut that out. Important question.
Could you speak at, do you think the Trump administration did this to try to stop charges, or is this ICE officer immune to charges from the state?
Yeah, I can't speak to why the Trump administration is doing what it's doing or says what it says. I can say that the ICE officer does not have complete immunity here. Thank you very much.
You heard that right? The officer does not have complete immunity here. She's like, I don't understand why Trump did what he did and has said what he said and all that. But nonetheless, this guy does not have immunity here. He could still face charges. He could still get hit. I'm going to play one more time.
Could you speak, do you think the Trump administration did this to try to stop charges, or is this ICE officer immune to charges in the state?
Yeah, I can't speak to why the Trump administration is doing what it's doing or says what it says. I can say that the ICE officer does not have complete immunity here. Thank you very much.
Again, he does not have complete immunity here. So this guy could see some charges as well. He could face some trouble, possibly. But that's not, that's not confirmed. We're going to have to see for ourselves with that, right? 1 second, though. I'm going to have to look at that here in a second. But there are people protesting. Like anti-protesters are in the house as well. Like in the, at these protests, saying things as well. Let's take a listen to what he's saying here.
Conquered land.
Let's go.
You are on conquered land.
Let's go.
You are on conquered land.
Let's go. Let's go.
Man. Get out of here. Let's go. Hey, listen to me. Listen to me. You guys are on. You guys are on conquered land.
Peace.
This is America. You understand that? This is America, everybody. This is conquered land. We're going to deport all you sons of bitches. We're going to support all you sons of bitches.
Why does he kind of look? Why does he give me the vibe of the guy, the Mark Riblet or I don't know who he is. The guy who makes the beats. F your job. You know what I mean? You woke up, got late to work. You say F your job, whatever. You know what I mean? He has the beats and stuff. He has the long hair with the glasses. I don't know why this guy kind of reminds me of that dude. You know exactly who I'm talking about, right?
We're gonna support all you. It ain't worth it. All right.
Just leave him. He's a. All right, just back up. Back up.
We're gonna deport all you sons of bitches. All right, the Patriots are here. The Patriots are here. The Patriots are here. All right, everybody. Casualties of war. It is what it is.
Hey man, let's go. Good.
Let's go.
Did she just take his glasses? She just took her glasses. Oh my God. He just took his, I think she just took his glasses. What the hell's going on here?
Let's go. Hey, let's go.
This is conquered land, everybody. The American people are not going to put up with this. This is the year the white man stands up. All right? This is the year the white man stands up. All right?
Wow.
Everybody, this is America. We will not stand down. We will not surrender. These men will not hurt us. This is America. This is conquered land. Okay? This is conquered land.
Let's go.
Time to go.
Time to go.
My flag. Hey, you took my flag. Come on, man. Let go of the flag. Let's keep walking.
Let's go. Let's keep going.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Don't you think you forget it, all right?
Let's keep going.
These are American
Let's keep
patriots.
going.
I had to come in and take some of the heat off of these goddamn patriots. Okay?
Let's go, man.
All right? This is the year of the white people. We're taking our country back.
Let's go.
He must have a very lonely life. Oh, that's really well. Let's just see what else this dickhead is doing.
We're taking our country back.
Let's go.
We're peaceful. We're taking our country back, and there ain't nothing you common sons of bitches can do about it.
White supremacy in Minnesota. There's no space for white supremacy in Minnesota.
We're going to deport all of you motherfuckers.
White supremacy here.
We're going to deport all of you motherfuckers.
We don't do white supremacy here.
By the way, what's interesting is he took this woman's flag. First off, he walked over. He took this woman's flag. Oh, dear Lord. Well, hey, you say these are paid protesters. What if this is a paid counter protester? Think about that for a second. Come on now. Everybody's so quick to sit here and say all of these protesters out there are getting paid. What about these pro-ICE individuals that are out here in there too? Why don't we let's spread that rumor out here as well? You know what I mean? Let's put that rumor out. If the protesters out there are getting paid, then likely he's getting paid too. Come on now. Shoot. Some of y'all, come on now.
We're gonna deport all of you sons of bitches. You understand that?
Get out of here! Let's go. We don't want you here. Get the fuck out.
Let's go. Let's go.
Fuck you.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Piece of shit.
Let's go.
Fuck you.
We ain't going nowhere, motherfuckers. This is America. This is the year the white boys stand back. We're taking our country back. All right? We will not back down.
How are they taking their how's the white boy taking their country back? How's that actually happening? How's that? Don't give this man no compliments. They're like, nice jacket, bro. Nice jacket, fascist. Nice jacket. Where'd you get that from? Old Navy? Burlington Coat Factory. But still, at the same time, like, let's be real. Where is his content creator? Where's his camera guy? Where is that guy? Because he's clearly filming this, right? He's the only guy in there by himself. Oh, dear Lord. Okay, let's finish it. There's only like 45 seconds left. Let's rock and roll.
We will not surrender.
It's okay.
All right?
It's okay.
If you guys are watching this,
It's
get out
okay.
here.
Time to go.
Get out here.
Time
to go.
There's no space for hate in Minnesota.
Get out here. Citizens,
There's no
we need
space
you.
for hate.
Patriots, we need you.
What if that? Wait a second.
If
What
my
that
sister was trying to kill people?
Wait a second. What if that were your sister in the car? What if that were your sister in the car?
Why won't you give her flag back, bro?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Give her her flag back, homie.
Let's go.
That way.
We're not going that way, brother.
Give her the flag back. It's my flag.
Give me my flag back.
This is my flag, all right?
Give me my flag
This is
back
my
now.
flag. This is our country. Trump is your president. Christ is your king. And there's not shit you fucking liberal sons of bitches are gonna do about it.
Dear Lord. You know, it's sad. Like, this kind of stuff really breaks my heart. As much as he's a butthole, as much as he's a dickhead, I'm going to say it. I don't care. I don't care. Okay? That ish ain't welcome. They have every right. Like, he has every right to say what he's saying. It's not welcome, but he has every right to say what he's saying. I don't like it. I don't like that he has every right to say that, but that's unfortunately how the pendulum swings, right? When it comes to your First Amendment right, or your your right to speak, right? But my Lord, that's a real thing. That's really happening out here, guys. That's really happening out here in these streets. But let us continue. I'm sure there's more. But dear God, the divide is real. And here's the thing, though, too. It's like, does this dude, does this guy even, like, does he even believe, like, I'm sure he believes 100% of what's coming out of his mouth. But at the same time, you know what I mean? It's like, he didn't cover his face. So people could literally go find out who this guy is. I mean, that's the thing. That's the sad part about this whole thing. About any of these kind of situations. It can get very, very dangerous for any person out here. Now, I agree, whoever took his glasses should give his glasses back. But at the same time, I don't think it was her that took the glasses, because she was right next to him trying to get her flag back. That's her flag. Like, he's doing some very juvenile, very immature stuff here. He's like, oh, this is my flag. Just like this is my country, right? Sad. Sad but real, everybody. Sad but real. Harry Potter looking ass. But moving on. But like I said, there's a lot of anti-ICE protests going on all over the country. This is in Cambridge. So that's one of them. All kind of footage here.
You guys suck.
Thank you. Thank you. You told me to leave. I play one more. Thank you, guys. Finally. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, brother, for finally doing something. Yep. Thank you.
This is last night in Portland, everybody.
What do you know?
Like I said, you realize we're looking into. Yeah, I said Harry Potter looking ass. I did. Okay. I did. Okay. Thank you so much, JN Lee, for becoming a sub on Twitch. My first sub, everybody. My first sub on Twitch. Holy cow. Holy cow. I got another sub. Wow. Hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah. Just got another one. What's going on? Yay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for the support over on Twitch. Hell yeah. Make sure you're following on Twitch. Subscribe. Become a subscribe over there. If you're watching over there, we working on all these platforms. Like I said, I'm on Facebook, and that's why I got like screens all over the place. Okay, guys, I got a bunch of screens, but yes, Twitch is right there. And then of course I got Rumble as well. We're live on all of them. So if you are watching on those things, please make sure you're following. Please make sure you show some support and love. Okay, subscribe, follow, etc. Hit that like. Okay, hit that reaction button and all that, and tell people about the show. That'd be greatly appreciated. But this is Portland. I want to make this abundantly clear. This is Portland. We are walking into Friday night. It's going to be a long weekend, guys. I'm predicting that. I'm already predicting that. My spidey sense is going off, and I'm thinking that this is going to be a very, very, very big weekend. I hope it just stays peaceful. I really do. I really do. I know I didn't mean to insult Harry Potter, okay? But he did kind of look like Harry Potter. A little bit. All right? Just ride with me, okay? But still nonetheless. Wow. This is going to be a very interesting weekend. Get ready for it. It's going to be a very interesting and possibly long-ass weekend.
Comes in and makes a call to their sergeant. I'm on the sidewalk. Guy digital comes in, makes a call to the sergeant, and what do you know? They start clearing it to get him out of the way. This is what citizens do. They tell the police what to do because their mayor tells them not. God bless you guys. Thank you for doing this. Excuse me.
Sorry, guys. I'm handling some business at the same damn time. I'm multitasking. There's so like it's crazy. It's crazy. Hold on one second, guys. All right. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I apologize. Taking care of a bunch of stuff. Taking care of a business, you know. But anyway, there's more. Oh my Lord. Okay, yeah, we can't show that one. some of these are. Well, that was. Hold on, guys. Sorry. This is okay. Whew. What a day. What a day. This is in downtown Dallas. This is a very short video, but this is in downtown Dallas as well. Like I said, there are things going on in Dallas. You got things going on in Boston or like Cambridge. You got things going on in Minneapolis, of course. You got things going on in Portland. There also was demonstrations going on in St. Louis as well. That's just, that's just crazy. It does not stop. We have got to see this. Okay, so sorry, I just saw this, and I don't know if you know Rob Smith. Do you know Rob Smith? He's a black conservative. He's MAGA. He's gay. He's like a black Dave Rubin. All right. So apparently he put out a video. Okay. He said this, and I'm like, what is going on? And of course he did a video. So we got to take a look at this video. All right. But he said, black people, don't let white liberals use you to protest against ICE. Illegals are not your friends. They overwhelm your communities. Their kids take your schools. And liberals would love one of you to lose your life to activate BLM to support illegals. Avoid. What the hell is going on? Let's see. It's nice to hear the opposing sides, and he is a unique one. I will say that. That's what I'll say. He is a unique individual. There it is. Rob Smith, everybody.
Black people, do not let these liberals use you and make these protests against ICE about you. Do not go start advocating and putting yourselves in harm's way for these illegals. You need to let that fight be about the illegal immigrants and those white liberals that are making money off of them. Okay, because this is not about you. Nobody black was making any real kind of money from those scams that they're running in Minnesota, Maine, Ohio, and probably all across the country. Those were illegals, okay? Those were basically Somali immigrants and other immigrants. There were no black Americans that were really doing well off of that. Black Americans win when we get these illegal immigrants out of the country. Because, by the way, these illegals are coming into your school systems. These illegals are coming into your resources. These illegals are getting state and federal welfare benefits that, by the way, were created for you and other Americans, right? But now they dominate, all right, the people that are taking up these benefits, right? And so now, I've heard BLM is now getting involved in what's going on in Minneapolis. So now, these same white liberals that had y'all out in these streets looking crazy in 2020, fighting for something that was never real, because we all know by now that BLM was a total scam. We all know by now that the people at the top of BLM took that money, bought their $5-6 million houses, and dropped off the face of the earth. So we know that's fake, right? And so now, because you apparently haven't learned enough, you want to allow these white liberals to gin you up and have you putting your lives at risk, and so that you can go be the foot soldiers on the ground, and so that you can be put in harm's way. Because, by the way, Black people, they would love nothing more than to see one of you murdered on the streets in these protests. All right?
We're going to stop that right there. Yeah. He thinks he's being smart. I've seen some people make those kind of comments like, Black people, why are you getting involved in this? Why are you getting involved in this whole situation? This is jacked up. This is wrong. Well, here's the thing. There's a concern for a lot of people that believe that if it starts with them, if it starts with illegals, it'll eventually go from brown to darker brown to Black. And then it'll just be Black American citizens getting in trouble, etc. So if we don't stop it now, which is still wrong, I think it's wrong that they're going up and just ripping people from their homes and stuff like that. There's got to be a better way of doing this if they're illegals, etc. But at the end of the day, if they're successful in that way, there's still a way that they could bleed over. And they just go up the tone, the skin tone, darker, 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 darker. Just saying. So as much as he's like, don't do that, don't protest. This is not your fight. He is not one to even say anything. Like that is not his place, in my personal opinion. I just don't think it's his place to say any of that. But again, there are people that are just super MAGA. They will always be hardcore MAGA. Doesn't matter which way you look at it. If you think that there is a civil war going on in MAGA right now, it still is happening, for sure. You got the likes of Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson and others still, battling the other side of MAGA. That's still happening, for sure. But now all of this is bleeding over, and it's blanketing what we are all originally sitting here and gunning for, which is the doggone Epstein files. And of course, more transparency on the other things that have been going on in this country that have been weird lately. But here's the thing. We're not looking at situations. We're not seeing them handle the situations that are going on domestically. Instead, we're seeing them throw titles, throw words at this particular, for example, using this situation as an example, they will throw words and throw word salad at a situation that sounds good for them because they know for a fact that there's going to be a corner of the world that's going to believe what they write or what they say 110%. Instead of those particular individuals thinking for themselves independently, they're going to listen to that, go, well, that's what it was. They're paid protesters, or they're paid agitators. They're professional agitators and whatnot. Instead of actually doing their due diligence and finding out for themselves whether or not the powers that be may be lying to us. There's already been a history of them lying straight to our face. We've already seen it in real time, and they're still doing it to this day. Where are those Epstein files? We still haven't seen any of them. And now, it's almost like yippee for them because you got someone like Renee Nicole Good losing her life. And this is a perfect opportunity for them to start pushing this other agenda and throwing us all off. So we're focusing on the Renee situation rather than focusing on what's going on with Epstein. Oh, let's not forget the other things that are going on outside of the country. He is throwing, I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it. He is throwing everything against the wall and trying to get those things to stick. So he's like, yeah, we're going to go after Venezuela. And we're going to go after Cuba. I've been looking at Greenland. It looks really nice. We need to protect America. And yes, we're going to strike Mexico. At some point, we will be doing that. It's like, what? What is going on? What is going on here? But at the same time, what's going on internally right now? Protests are happening. And you don't think that these protests aren't going to escalate into something more? You really don't think that they're not going to escalate into something more? Yeah, Gemini, you ain't wrong. I put it up on my Facebook page. Follow my page. Follow my Facebook page. But here's the thing. He says it too. He's like, yep, we're going after Mexico. We're going to be striking Mexico here very soon. What in the F is going on? Now, here's the thing. Jesus saves. Hallelujah. Just said America first is going on. No, it's not. How's that America first, baby? This is imperialism. That's it. Democracy is about to be dead. It's going to be a thing of the past, y'all. What we are seeing right now is him building an imperial empire. Yes, I'm just waiting for the Death Star somewhere floating in the sky somewhere. Wait for it. This has nothing to do. Democracy is gone. You think that the fact that he went over Congress and exacted this whole operation to take Maduro whilst Congress was asleep? You really mean to tell me that he's going to go back and ask for permission for other things that he's going to do? I tell you what, hail to the no. No, he's not. Remember No King's Day? This is exactly what they're talking about. This is exactly the stuff that they're talking about. And no, it's not fake news, YouTubeville. This is not fake news. It's true. He even admit where is the fake news? The fake news is somewhere else, ma'am. Somewhere else. Where's the fake news? I'm telling you facts. He said it himself in press conferences with his mouth. Okay? Dorito dusted mouth. He said it himself out loud, guys. Well, we thought if we went and told Congress, right, that they would have leaked the information. That's what he said. That's what he said. Now, I didn't say anything about no war. I didn't say war. All I'm saying is they exacted an operation behind the backs of Congress rather than actually going over to Congress and say, hey, we about to do this. Nope. He didn't even say that. They just did what they did, and that's it. Whilst Congress was asleep. In fact, whilst half of the world was asleep. Shoot, in fact, whilst Maduro was actually asleep with his wife. Being he's the little spoon, wife's the big spoon. You know what I'm saying? They spooning in the bed. And all of a sudden, bombs over Baghdad goes off. Real talk. So if he's able to go and say, I don't need Congress. Shoot, I'm going to do me. We are in a imperial structured regime. This is a completely different situation. Democracy is about to be completely eradicated. So that also means, get this, as much as I said, I don't think this is going to happen. I don't think this is going to happen at all. Now I think he will be saying there will be no election in 2028. I said it. Dun, dun, dun. Yes. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. As much as he's sitting here saying, whatever he's been saying, there's been talks already. We've already heard Steve Bannon say it multiple times. We getting ready for him to run in 2028. He's going to be president in 2028. They're already doing everything they need to do to make it happen. And the fact that he's already showing that he doesn't need Congress to make this big moment happen tells you that he's not going to be looking at anything as far as any opinions or help from Congress. Yeah, my opinion has actually changed. At first, I was like, there's no way on God's green earth he's going to be running 2028. There's no way. But he could actually, if he runs this way, if he keeps doing what he's doing right now and he continues to be successful, he could literally turn to people and go, we don't even need an election. We're gonna keep it moving. Shoot, all pistons are firing right here. We've already taken over Cuba. Shoot, we're about to take over Mexico. We already got Venezuela and all the pirates' booty all up in them lands. And we're about to get Greenland. We are the strongest empire ever. We going all the way back to like the 1700s, y'all. He's going to go into these particular countries and he's going to take them. And he doesn't have to ask Congress if it's okay or not. He's surpassed the mom and dad situation. Okay? He's already established that he's a grown ass imperialistic man. He doesn't need to turn to mom and pop and see if he can go and spend the night at Doug's house. He's just going to go. You see what I'm saying? Mom and dad of Congress, just so you know, mom and dad be Congress, but he's saying, I don't need to do that anymore. I got my own ride. I pay my own car bill, my own car note. I don't need mom and dad. Shoot. I got my own crib now. I'm going to have girls over if I want. I don't care. I don't need to ask Congress about this. I'm going to do me. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. So here's the thing. If he's successful, which I have a feeling he will be to a certain extent, if he does all of this without a hitch, meaning World War III, yeah, we ain't going to have it's going to be Trump 2028. In fact, there won't be a campaign for Trump 2028. He will just continue. Ain't that some wild-ish? That's some wild stuff, y'all. Think about that for a hot minute. Hamburger. And it's real. And we might be seeing that very, very soon. Beautiful Messy Ball, you asked a question. I saw it in the chat. I can't remember where. It might have disappeared because everybody's commenting. Oh, there it is. I found it. Never mind. False alarm. Messy, thank you so much for the love. Are you going to talk about what happened in Iran last night or between Russia and Ukraine yesterday? Okay. So I ran to the store. Ha! I'm kidding. That's very old school. Very old joke. But Iran, I don't know what happened with Iran. So with Iran last night, I know that we took over some oil tankers or an oil tanker that was in the Caribbean. And Kristi Noem actually put out that footage showing us taking over that oil tanker, the Olina. And it was a Venezuelan oil tanker. And it's speculated that that particular oil was heading to China, that we may have taken China's oil. That was sanctioned oil, by the way, but it was supposed to be going to China, allegedly. Now, if that's the case, that's not good, because we just took an oil tanker from Russia that was heading towards Russia. We took that one, and then we took this one that was in the Caribbean that was allegedly, and I'm going to say a hard allegedly, was allegedly headed towards China. Now, if that's the truth, have mercy. Yes, see, Christina, we are absolutely cooked if that's the truth. Okay. And of course, thank you so much for becoming another member as well. Thank you. But again, if this is true, we are so like you. I want to curse so bad. I'm trying to be nice. Okay. Very bad news if that's the case. Hold on. What happened in Iran? What happened with Iran? I'm curious. I know that there's been protests and that allegedly they opened fire on protesters, taking the lives of apparently a bunch of people. And so let's take a look at this. This is crazy.
Trey Ying
Happened in Iran yesterday. I saw this like I remember that now. So if that's what you're talking about, this is crazy.
Trey Yates in Tel Aviv. Hi, Trey.
Martha, good afternoon. Protests continue to erupt across Iran in multiple cities. Clashes reported there as human rights organizations say demonstrations are now unfolding in more than 111 different locations. We do know a general strike is also underway in major population centers. New video shows Iranians destroying a flag in northeast Iran. These protests began in late December over the country's weak currency and poor living conditions, but have now expanded amid broader anti-government sentiments. In an effort to calm the rising tension, the government in Tehran passed a bill this week to pay all Iranian households the equivalent of $7 a month.
In my view, they saw that they couldn't rein in the inflation. So they said, let's give people 1 million tomans so that we can somehow absorb the pressure to hold it back. I mean, it's like a temporary painkiller.
Amid the backdrop of ongoing demonstrations, some Iranian leadership traveled to Lebanon, where the country's foreign minister held a press conference. This comes as Israel is continuing to launch airstrikes against Iran's proxy there, Hezbollah, that officials in Jerusalem say is regrouping, and as the region braces for the possibility of another direct war between Israel and Iran.
We are fully prepared for any situation. We don't want war, but we are ready for war. We are also ready for negotiations, but only negotiations that are based off mutual interests and respect.
President Trump warning again today that Iranian leadership will pay hell if they shoot these demonstrators that are currently marching through the streets of their country. We know tonight there are reports of the internet being cut and fires across the capital of Tehran.
Now, there's a lot of people that are wondering why the internet was cut during that time. And people were speculating that maybe, something was going on, that maybe there was an attack about to happen. Allegedly, there is, troops have left Gaza during this time as well. Like I said, there's been a lot of speculation about things about to pop off. Let's not forget, I do want to show you guys this too. Just a quick reminder, okay? Just a quick reminder. But this is a real thing. And let me pull this up because I had to reboot things. The mother-loving doomsday plane has been seen flying. And that's not normal. Just so you know, this is what's going on. Bow. The doomsday plane was in the air last night. This is a plane that flies during possible nuclear conflicts and times of high alerts. This is not a common thing or routine. So why is the doomsday plane, which is the worst name for a plane? So as soon as you see something like a doomsday plane flying in the air, what do you think is going to automatically make people think?
Wow, look at this.
Now, I want you guys to know, I've learned a couple things about this plane. It's fascinating. Okay, this plane is supposed to be equipped to withstand nuclear war. Okay, nuclear blast, nuclear war. There are no windows on this plane except for the cockpit, so that they can actually fly the doggone plane. But there are no windows in the plane. It is fully equipped. Also has access to the football. You know what I'm talking about, the code, the football, the suitcase that has the nuclear codes, right? That also is readily available in this plane as well. What's also very interesting is that this is a 747, but is equipped so that it can do very short takeoffs off of very short runways. So, just in case, like, I don't know, a bomb goes off and rips a hole, and makes the ground very hard to take off from, they could take off from a very short distance. Also, the engines. There are 2 engines on both sides that are always running 24/7. They're always on. They're just at ready 24/7, which is also very interesting. So again, this is made specifically for the president and other elected officials to hide out on this plane if ish ever was to hit the fan. Now, this plane doesn't really take off very often. This is the reason why everybody's like, what the F is going on? And as soon as you see it in the air, you're instantly thinking this sound, and I know it's annoying, but it is the truth. Yeah, so this is happening right now. That happened last night. This plane flew. Why? Now it landed in LAX. Why is it in LA? What's actually going on here? What the F is going on? So again, remember, Trump has been ruffling some feathers. Doesn't matter. You can sit here and go, damn, Pascal got some TDS. That's what I call TDS. It's not TDS, it's the facts. He's rustled some feathers. He's angering some people, okay? He's got friends in very high places, but those people in very high places seem to be kind of getting mad right now because of everything that he's been doing as of late. Come on, y'all. I'm just calling balls and strikes. So it doesn't matter. These are facts. You got the doomsday plane flying. Why? Because it needed to stretch its legs randomly. Just needed to stretch its legs. That don't make sense, guys. Why is the plane in the air? Why? This is a doomsday plane. Doomsday plane. Why? That makes no sense. Moving on, though. Hold on. Because I know we were in mid-thought, but mid coverage of the Iran protests. But hold on. Yeah, I could have sworn I saw a post on X specifically talking about the Iran, the protest in Iran and how it turned deadly.
Trey Yates.
Hold on. But yeah, the protests are real in Iran. Trump is already has already sent warning to Iran, basically saying, don't you do anything crazy. If you do anything crazy, you're going to be hearing from me. Trump truly thinks he really thinks America's untouchable. And with that type of hubris, that could be very dangerous. But Tehran is in serious trouble. It's on fire right now. All right. Pretty insane. Here's something else, though. Just jumping back over to Minneapolis. I know we're kind of all over the place. I apologize. But there's a lot going on in the world. Okay. But now we're hearing that feds have descended upon the ICE agent Jonathan Ross's home, retrieving belongings, things in his house. And they're saying that this guy has gone into hiding. I guess him and his wife. So gun-toting feds swarmed the home of the ICE agent who fatally took the life of that protester, Renee Good. So a special response team arrived at the suburban Minneapolis home that John Ross, 43, shares with his wife and kids early this morning. So the Daily Mail shows images of a half dozen federal officers wearing masks and balaclavas, one carrying pepper spray and another wielding an assault rifle. Why? If he did nothing wrong and he was the one protecting himself from a domestic terror, why would they descend upon his home with such artillery? Is it because of the people protesting outside of his home? Because he's been doxxed. People are doxing this dude. That's been done. Don't do that. I don't recommend it. That's shame, bad, but at the same time, interesting, right? They enter the smart 5-bedroom home before carrying out 5 large plastic crates, a computer tower, and a stack of picture frames. Why would they take him? Why are they taking the stuff? What's going on here? Are they trying to hide him? Are they trying to help him hide? That's a question I'd like to know. The agents climbed back into their unmarked trucks afterwards to form a defensive formation around a personal vehicle, that drove out of the garage. So they're helping him move. Yeah, they're trying to help him move. He's definitely being hidden by the feds. Wild. That makes no sense. I mean, it does make sense if you're thinking on the conspiratorial side, right? The driver of the black Jeep SUV wore a full face mask, making it impossible to identify him. How much money are you making? Growled one agent as he approached Daily Mail's reporting staff. So people are outside his home keeping watch. Hence the reason why these guys were suited and booted with pepper spray and assault rifles. That's why, because people doxed him. They're outside his home and they're trying to protect him and they're trying to hide him. So they went, got all of his personal belongings, packed up his stuff with his wife, and I'm sure his kids are somewhere else right now, and they kick rocks. Another climbed out and took a close-up cell phone video of our journalist before the convoy drove away. I'm going to skip around that because I'm not trying to show the wife's face. I'm sorry, guys, but I just don't think it's right. But as you guys see, this is crazy. I guess maybe he's a gamer. Maybe he plays a lot of Call of Duty. I don't know. But again, interesting that they all pulled up and started grabbing his stuff so that they can get the hell out. A neighbor told the Daily Mail she spotted Ross's wife pacing around the couple's driveway on Wednesday afternoon, hours after her husband had opened fire on Renee Good. Since then, the house has been empty amidst suggestions the couple and their kids have gone into hiding. So the fresh activity comes after the Daily Mail revealed that Ross is an enforcement and removal operations agent and an Iraq vet and married a Filipina immigrant. Interesting, right? He has become the focus of rage over ICE actions around the country after he took the life of Good on Wednesday afternoon when she was driving her vehicle down the street where agents were on duty. So we already know about all this, but this is definitely witness protection. Absolutely. I 110% agree with that. That is witness protection. But this is just insane, guys. We are living in some weird, very volatile, scary, weird, strange, weird, weird, strange, weird, odd, crazy, weird, strange, weird times. How many times can I say weird in one breath? But yeah, this is all so sad. Okay. Hold on, guys. I'm just seeing if there's anything. Yeah, this is gonna be, oh baby, here we go. Okay, so so we went from Minneapolis out to Iran. Now we're coming back all the way over to Portland, Oregon. So remember what happened yesterday, the pew-pewing of the two individuals. They say that they were they were members of the Tren de Aragua gang. All right. Now they have released some information about this situation. So let's take a look at this too. This is very interesting. So married Tren de Aragua gangbangers released into U.S. by Biden. Okay. And of course, they were hit after allegedly trying to run over ICE agents. So a married couple connected to to a dangerous gang, which we already know, Tren de Aragua. I can't say it. Tren de Aragua. I can't say it in one sentence or in one breath. I don't know why. But anyway, they were actually shot, allegedly trying to run from ICE agents. So Luis and Yarlenis, okay, who were allowed in the U.S. under the Biden administration, were approached by agents in Portland on Thursday. They then tried to escape by running the agents over, the Department of Homeland Security said. Fearing for his life and safety, the agent fired a defensive shot. The driver drove off with the passenger fleeing the scene. Okay, so we already know about that. But here are the two. So you got Louise and Yorlenis. Both of them, married couple, were in the car. She was hit in the chest, and he was hit twice in the arm, according to a 911 dispatch recording that's been shared all over the internet as of late. So again, still no footage, still no proof of this actual thing going down. I just want you to know, okay? So still, I am kind of side-eyeing the situation a little bit. The fact that we don't have much information and they just say, oh yeah, you know, this is what happened. This is what happened. And these two are bad guys. I just want to see proof. We live in a time right now where I just don't trust them feds. Sorry. I just don't. I just don't trust the feds. Sorry. You know, I would under any other circumstance, but this particular administration has been doing some very shady stuff. So I side-eye all the information that they give us. I'm going to be real. New York Mom, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. Thank you so much. And just like New York Mom Adrian, please consider becoming a member, okay, by simply hitting that join button down below. Become a family member, all right? And of course, if you're watching on Twitch or any of these other platforms, make sure you're following. Of course, make sure you're subscribed. You know, pick up one of those subscriptions over there on Twitch, okay? If you're watching over on Twitch, that'd be greatly appreciated. Of course, follow on Rumble if you're watching over there as well. Beautiful Messy Ball, thank you so much. What about the footage that CNN released of the car sitting there blocking the road for over 3 minutes? Yes, there is footage of that. Unfortunately, we don't have time to look at it, but yes, there is footage of her car sitting there for a minute. And then, you know, she tries to drive off and all hell breaks loose. But that is very, very true. Allie, thank you so much for the love. How do we know this video is even real? The one that we just saw of her, it's very real. That's definitely real. But yeah, it's safe to question everything because of this damn AI. AI is insane, right? The real rebel, Eric, thanks so much for the love. He shot her while he shot her after the woe.
Get out of the road.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. He pulled the trigger after. Hold on.
Get out of the road.
Yeah, he did. He pulled the trigger after. He most definitely did. Crazy. Jenny Lang, thank you so much for the love. Looks like someone's going to jail because the baby Jesus don't play. And all from such a good Christian Trump administration, in quotations, turning neighborhoods into war zones. Yeah. Sheesh. Or shaking my head. Or shaking head. Yeah. This is the reason why I keep saying, why are we so focused? Why is America, not us, but America, the government, so focused on what's going on across the pond, down south, and even, up north with Greenland? Why are we so focused on that when we should be focused on what's going on here in America? There's a lot of issues that are going on. They say unemployment is at the highest it's ever been. It's ever been since the recession in 2000 something, in the early 2000s. Okay, they're saying it's really, really bad, the worst it's ever been. Yet you have Trump and others saying we're the hottest country, and the economy is booming, and we're doing all these great things. But it's not true. It's not true. Hold on, we got to pull this up. I'm glad we got this conversation. But we gotta pull this up. But again, this kind of information, like it's crazy that it's the not the lowest. I'm sorry, that the unemployment rate is the highest it's ever been. I'm sorry. Here we go. According to NBC, they're even saying NBC 2025 was the worst year for hiring since 2020. And this is what a December jobs report shows. So the U.S. added 50,000 jobs last month, a mixed report capping off a difficult year for the labor market. Plenty of people in the unemployment line trying to find a job, etc. Right? But we're too busy looking at Mexico and Cuba and Venezuela and Greenland and looking at all these other things rather than looking at what's really going on. Okay? So it's not good. Hold on. Find this again. Yeah. So there has been, the highest since the Depression, far surpassing peaks, blah, blah, blah. While unemployment rates fluctuate, the recent pandemic surge was unprecedented, which, it in its speed and scale, blah, blah, blah. I am trying to find another article to back what I'm saying again, too. But again, it is highest it's been, which is insane. So again, Trump needs to be focusing on what's going on here, right? Rather than what's going on everywhere else. Because let's just be real. If we do go to war, that's not giving other people jobs. That's not giving multiple people jobs. And honestly, war is not good. War at the end of the day is not good. So again, he's so focused on what's going on over there rather than focusing on what's going on here in America, here on his own soil. But like I said, he's too busy being focused on what's, building an empire. That's what he's doing. He's straight up trying to build an empire. Hold on. Yeah. Sorry. But moving on. Black Lake, thank you so much for the love. I thought he jumped out of the way. She definitely clipped him. In my opinion, he was justified for the first one. The other two were excessive. Yeah, I understand and get the, oh, snap, cars coming to me, bang. I get it. Like, I'm going to be real. I get it. The other two where he's like, bow, 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 like not three, but it was bow, bow in the window, point blank range. Yeah, that's insane. I think it's insane. I do. I think it's insane. No Joy here. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Any officer that's been with the force for 10 years, like they said he was, any officer that's been with the force for 10 years, like they said he was, then he should know what the law states about shooting. Just wrong. Yeah. Like I said, I think it was absolute excessive force. I think it was absolutely insane. It's really, really sad that this whole thing has gone down the way it's gone down. Like, I'm gonna be real. I think two wrongs don't make a right. She used her car in a way. I don't think, like I said, I do not think that she was trying to run him down. I think she was scared. I think she was trying to get away. That's it. Two wrongs don't make a right. It could be misunderstood because it's not like she's sitting there going, get out of the way. I'm trying to drive. It's not like she was doing that. Please move. I need to go. No. She was scared and she was trying to, do a quick 90 degree, blah, right? She wanted to get the F out. That's it. So, and then it turned into this. So sad. Moving on. Carl, thank you so much for the love. Good day. Good day from Australia. Minnesota police shot Australian woman in 2017. Okay, so police turned off body cam footage before the incident. We've seen this countless amounts of times. Okay? Remember Tyree Nichols? Look it up if you don't know about that one. All those guys went and curb stomped that kid, taking his life. And they turned off all of their body cams. Corruption in full effect. But officer got short jail sentence. Over here, police get at least 25 weeks in training. Shoot. So in other words, police in Australia and police in America, at least from what we understand right now, get a lot more training than ICE. That's a big problem. That's a big problem. But they're so busy trying to get as many of these troops out that they're just like, you've done hunting with your dad one time? Okay, you're hired. Take this weapon, take another one. Okay, now we're going to put you out in the streets. They're not making sure that these guys are properly trained and vetted. And some of these guys are like, I got cross-eye and I got crazy incel issues. Oh, but you have access and experience with a weapon. Yes, I do. Well, then, dagnabbit, welcome to ICE. Come on in. Here's a weapon. Here's an ICE badge, to put on your chest and get on out there. Go get you some. All right, sir. That's what's going on. No training whatsoever. They don't give a damn. They don't care. As long as you know how to handle a weapon. Crazy. First time viewer, thank you so much, BAUK. First time viewer, thank you so much for the super chat. Only sane channel I've found. Thanks. Woo! No, thank you. Thank you. Because, the comments I get on this channel, shoot. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, the comments I get on the channel is pretty insane. But still, I appreciate you finding this show sane. I appreciate it. While I just did, I'm cross-eyed and I got incel issues, Matthew, thank you so much for the love. Matthew, again, thank you so much again. Russia hit Ukraine with doomsday missile. What? Wait, word? Is that what you meant, beautiful messy ball? Because you said, did you talk about Iran and what happened with Russia and Ukraine? That's news to me. Hold on. Russia, Ukraine, a doomsday missile? The fuck? Let's see. I can't spell missile for some weird reason. Let us see. Thank you so much, Matthew, for that heads up. Wait, hold on. Is this true? Wait a second. Wait a second. Hold on. Because if this is true, oh my God. If this is true, this is bad. Word. So Russia unleashes hypersonic Orishnik, Privyet, Orishnik missile. Why did that come out that way? Missile on Ukraine. Chaos and fear grip Kyiv and leave. What? Stop it. That cannot be true. Is this true? What? Hypersonic missile. Word? Wait. It says, okay, missile moves at 10 times speed of sound. Missile moves 10 times speed of sound. What? Carries nuclear or conventional warheads. Okay. This music's way too intense, my lord. So, multiple drones rake residential areas. City flickers into darkness amid chaos. This is all happening. What the fudge is going on? I know that sounded like the count. 1, 2, 3. I love to count. But still, this is pretty scary stuff. Hold on. Let's get something that isn't just sound and footage. Give me a second here. This is insane. Why isn't anybody talking about this? What the is going on, man? Let's see this. CBS. Uh-oh. Got to take CBS with a grain of salt nowadays. This is Trump's channel now. This is Trump TV. But let's go.
Welcome back. Right now, we're following breaking news out of Ukraine's capital. Officials say at least 5 people have been killed and more than 20 injured after Russia launched massive overnight strikes. Moscow claims it fired its hypersonic Orishnik missile capable of carrying nuclear warheads. Let's bring in Michael Bosacue now. He's a non-resident senior fellow at the Atlantic Council's Eurasia Center and creator of the World Briefing newsletter on Substack. He joins us from Ukraine's southern city of Odessa. Michael, always great to chat with you. Good morning. Tell us more about this overnight Russian attack and just give us an update on the wider situation there in Ukraine this morning.
Yeah, good morning, Europe. Good to be with you. Yeah, it was a pretty big one as things go here. 22 missiles and 242 drones, according to military officials. And interestingly, the Ukrainians say that the embassy of Qatar has been sprayed or struck, one of the many embassies that have been hit since the start of the war. The big problem right now, Errol, is the weather. Temperatures in Lviv and Kyiv going down into the -15 area overnight. And a lot of these buildings are heated by water. And when the power stops, which it has in many places of Kyiv, the heating stops too. Mayor Klitschko of Kiev just said that half of the buildings in Kiev are without heating. And one other thing here, now they're saying that they may need to drain the water out of the pipes, temporarily rendering these heating systems inoperative as this cold snap goes on for many, many more days. So a lot of potential pain for Kiev residents to come.
And we're seeing the aftermath of this strike. Can you tell me the significance of this Oshnik missile, this hypersonic missile Russia claims to have used?
Yeah, well, it's a fast one. It's a fast flyer, as we say in the business, 13,000 kilometers an hour, capable of traveling thousands of miles. Normally, it can be fitted with nuclear warheads or dummy missiles or non-nuclear warheads. We're not quite sure why they did this. It didn't apparently create that much damage. However, what it does do is send a signal, of course, not only to Ukraine, but also to the EU and to NATO, is that we can strike anywhere close to your border, and we can strike very, very hard. Apparently, the Russians were trying to target a big gas field near Lviv in Ukraine, but it didn't hit there. But it's only the second time that big, fast missile has been used in this war. And now the Ukrainians are asking for UN Security Council meeting to discuss this further.
And as we look at potential reasons, you know, this was the week that Ukrainian allies there in Europe backed security guarantees for Ukraine in the event of an eventual peace deal with Russia. Tell us about what was agreed to as far as the guarantees are concerned.
Well, if on paper, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? The UK and a couple of other European allies have agreed to put boots on the ground if and only if there's a ceasefire and some other conditions need to be met. Of course, the Russians have said that's a red line. No way they will allow NATO troops on Ukrainian soil. And the big thing here, of course, is what is America going to provide? Is it going to be the main guarantor of security guarantees in Ukraine? Mr. Trump may actually sign something giving Ukraine that assurance. But as you guys have been reporting about Venezuela, what does security guarantees even mean these days? That's what a lot of Ukrainians are asking, if a country like America can go into Venezuela and do what it's doing there. And what's to stop Trump or a future U.S. president from backing away from any security guarantees to Ukraine in the future? So lots of more questions, actually, than answers for the Ukrainian people right now.
What the hell is going on? What the hell is going? There's so much. It's like 2026 just went off, and we are only 9 days into this mug, y'all. 9 whole days, and this world, like, we're in the upside down. That's basically what it is. Where's Vecna? Where's Vecna and the mind flare? Like, why are we in the upside down right now? Why? There is something else I wanted to share with you guys really quick. Okay, I appreciate all the super chats, all that stuff, but let me just show you guys this. And here's the thing, though. You know, WW3. I don't know if it's actually here yet, because it's not like allies are getting together and going, we're going after this particular country or something of that sort. We haven't seen that yet. That hasn't happened yet, but it's gonna happen soon. At some point, Trump is going to do something that's going to piss somebody off, or like I said, it's going to be like something weird is going to happen. Whether it's Putin that slips up, or it's China that slips up, because let's not forget Taiwan. They're this close to Taiwan getting taken over by China. It's this close, guys. It's this close. Only time will tell with that one too. So again, you know, I'm concerned. You know, I'm concerned. I just don't like. At the end of the day, I would hate to see war here on U.S. soil. I would hate to see that. I don't want to see that. Okay. Trey, you ain't wrong with that too, bro. Like I said, what's going on with Venezuela? You really think that we're not at war? Last thing Trump is ever going to say is that we're at war, unless something happens here, right? If something like a 9/11 or a Pearl Harbor type thing that happens, then it's going to be like we're going after them and they're going to see the violence of the likes they've never seen before. Like, you know what I mean? I'm waiting for that moment, right? But I don't want it to happen here. Like, I would really not like to see it happen here in America. You know, we got better things to do than deal with that crap. But hold on. Got a video here that I want to share with y'all. And this is from, okay, so this says right here, it says Philadelphia sheriff says, ICE agents are quote unquote made up fake wannabe officers while addressing the demise of Renee Good, threatens to arrest ICE agents if they come to her city and commit a crime. No law enforcement professional wears a mask. The criminal in the White House, this is what is coming from the sheriff of Philadelphia saying this. The criminal in the White House would not be able to keep you from going to jail.
Good afternoon. I'm Rochelle Bilal, the sheriff for the city and county of Philadelphia. And I say her name, Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. This should not have happened, but we're here today. Let know that law enforcement professionals, real ones, not the fake made up ICE, probably Trump's new army to attack citizens of the United States. Did you hear what I said? No law enforcement professional wears a mask. None. None. Those that come into our communities wearing a mask to commit crime, thank God for our district attorney, Larry Kraftner, who say he's going to lock them up. And I'm saying now, we are not going to whisk you away for them to hide your identity, because when you do it there, you're getting arrested there. No whisk away for them to hide you. None of that here. None of that here. Law enforcement professionals do not shoot at moving vehicles. I'm not saying fleeing, because she wasn't fleeing. She was getting out of the way. Law enforcement professionals do not stand in front of moving vehicles invoking an action that is illegal. No, we don't. And so we stand here today with all those who stand against the made up fake, what you can call ICE, professional law enforcement. I don't call them none of that. I call them made up fake wannabe law enforcement, because what they do is against not only legal law, but the moral law. So I'm with the DA, and we will work with them. If any of them want to come in this city and commit a crime, you will not be able to hide. Nobody will whisk you off. You don't want this smoke, because we will bring it to you. And the fake, whatever they call them, because I can't say the name, but the criminal in the White House would not be able to keep you from going to jail.
You heard from the sheriff of Philadelphia saying, don't even waste your time. And if you do waste your time here, we will find time to press charges on that ass. She said what she said. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. Really means a lot. Yes, I know we said, I said it was going to be a shorter show, but it was shorter. I tried. There's just so much going on in the world, but I got to get going, unfortunately. Okay, guys? So please do me a favor before you get out of here. Hit that like button down below. Crush it, do it, do. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on these other platforms. If you are watching on these other platforms like Facebook, X, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, Twitch, Kick, I'm on all of them, so make sure you hit that follow button. Of course, asking you guys, wow, that's surprising. I'm sorry. That's very surprising. That's very surprising. Before we continue, I just closed the poll. I keep on forgetting to close the poll, so thank you guys so much. But out of 2,200 plus votes, 66% of y'all feel like it's still unjustified what happened to Renee Nicole Good. Wow. The people have spoken. So please make sure you hit that like button down below, hit that reaction button. Of course, follow me on all my platforms. Like I said a second ago, hit that subscribe button here on my YouTube channel, please and thank you. Subscribe. Go to my second channel, The Pascal Show Clips, and my third channel, Pascal Raw. Subscribe to those channels as well, okay? Hit that notification bell. Let me know, or let it hit that notification bell, set it to all so you know when I go live, whenever I upload, because honestly, it is random, okay? Hit that join button down below, become a member, check out my Patreon, and of course, check out pascalmerch.com. We got some really great stuff over there. pascalmerch.com. All right? Anyway, guys, it's time to get going. Much love to you guys. Have a great rest of your day. I'm sure I'll be back on a little bit later on today when I get some time. Okay? Anyway, time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.